Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Winner Circle Sports Betting Podcast. Sean Higgs coming here at you Tuesday. It is New Year's Eve. Happy New Year's Eve, Matt Fargo. Chirimbes, as always, on a Tuesday morning here. Last week, NBA 1-1. We are 13-15 with NBA picks. That's as a channel. That is as a channel. It's not just individually whenever we put the picks out. Although I'm involved in all the picks. So I'm just throwing that out there. I tell you what our records are here on the YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, notification bell. So you know when we do our free pick videos. We do a live video on Mondays, Friday, Football Live. Any notification comes on, boom. We just did some college basketball for New Year's Day. It's going to come up. You'll be like, what? Hey, it's New Year's. We're actually doing picks. Yes, we did them. We're not going to forget about you, folks. We did it on Christmas. We'll do it on New Year's. That's not even a real holiday. Get up, for the love of God. Do something. Go out and get drunk like a derelict. How old are you? Come on. gamblersWORLD.net for the premium stuff, though. All right, we'll get serious here. Free picks are great. We try to win them all. We come in, we tell you how we want to do. gamblersWORLD.net, though, our sponsor, all of our premium content. We've got a leaderboard there. Win or lose, always truth, no hiding from the record. Matt Fargo, Chip Chirimbes, myself, all over there. 10 other cappers. Go get us. $69.99 for day passes, which is great when we have 5 bowl games like today. We have multiple packages up. It's great on a Saturday with college hoops and NFL and college football or NBA, whatever's going on with multiple packages. $69.99, probably the best deal. That's my thing because it's daily and you get a lot of picks. But 3 $7.38 packages are guaranteed. You can't beat that because if we don't show you a profit, we credit you back and you do it all over again with the same capper. Or you flip to the leaderboard and say, wow, this guy's hot. I'm going to jump on this guy. And that's up to you. You want to bounce around. We're not going to say no. Like button's free. Make sure you do that. Now, Chip Chirimbes.
Yeah.
How are you? Talked to you yesterday.
How
did basketball go for you?
As long as they're playing basketball, I'm all right. I mean, in football, I got kicked in the teeth with the Niners, but we won in college and we won in pro and on the hardwood. So just hope we can keep it going.
Chip Chirimbes, and again, folks, I say this when we talk NBA because Chip is almost 63%, 62.6, 72-43. God love him. I mean, I am 6-5 in NBA. He is on fire. Go get the NBA and college hoops. You're number one in the money. Now, I mentioned this yesterday in the chat or in a video. Chip was like, "Well, you got the wins, but how many losses do you have?" Yeah, I'm 142 wins and 111 losses. I'm 2 in the money here. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of games, folks. You're not on the channel with guys we're taking money line picks and we're laying 190s on games here with these things. These are point spread lines, all right. So the wins. There's a leaderboard. I can't go to your house and have you click a button. We have a leaderboard right there on the page. You see the records. Forget about leaders. There's the records. Getting kicked in the teeth. I did a video of Matt Fargo before, and we're talking about that Niner game, and he's like, "Yeah, Niners kicked me in the teeth." That was fine because I already had 2 black eyes from losing 2 overtime games with Denver and the Falcons. So that was just the proverbial whipped cream on a poop cake for him. The football year, Matt, we've talked about it. I mean, it's been a wacky one for NFL. But how's the weekend? What do you got going forward here on gamblersWORLD.net? I know you're loaded up for bowl games.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought those 2 overtime games up again, Higgsy. I appreciate it.
Oh, Chip wasn't here. He couldn't be left alone.
Those are gone. Those are in the past.
Yeah.
We're looking towards the future right now. Yeah, those sucked. But NFL, it's been a rough month in the NFL. Just as I was saying before, this last month has just been. It feels like everything's been going against me, and everything. It'll come back. These things are back and forth, and they even out eventually. So it just seems like every bad beat has been going against me the last couple of weeks. So, but we'll get it back. Anyway, college football, 75% bowl run. I have a Sun Bowl play today, a Fiesta Bowl play tonight. Tomorrow I have the Rose Bowl and the Sugar Bowl, so go get a pass for those. College hoops, I have 4 games already up. I'm going to have a few more for tonight after we get done with this. We posted a few more there. 67% run in college hoops. Volume's going to be picking up now the conference season's going. I love this time of year. The non-conference schedule, I kind of play it kind of light just because you don't know what you're going to get. A lot of neutral site games. It's kind of hard for me to read sometimes. What teams are going to show up, what teams aren't. Are they on vacation in Hawaii? Are on vacation in Cancun? Are they taking these games serious? Now it's conference time. Now we get a good read on these teams, and a lot more volume coming up, a lot of games, and we're going to get that going. So get those long-term passes because there's going to be a lot of games going forward.
It is. That calendar goes to January, and it's full-blown conference play, and away we go as we get to March Madness, which is three months away. Actually, 2 months away because it starts conference tournaments the end of February, which I love. Love those little guys. But we're talking about big guys here. The NBA on a Tuesday night. Oh, the NBA. I'm not going to go on this tangent about the in-season championship. Let's go. I'll be talking about that game in a second. We're going to start with you, Matt, here. Memphis and the Suns. Suns are a 4.5-point favorite. 236 is the total. I got a Suns over ticket. They got what, 17 wins? I'm not getting 40. How am I getting 48 wins with this mess of hot garbage? 11-20 ATS. Memphis is 22-11 ATS, and they're banged up too. I flipped on the injuries. I'm like, what? This is why the hats come off, and if I had hair, I tip my hairpiece to tip going to 73 games in the NBA with this kind of nonsense. How the hell are these guys 22-11 ATS and got 22 wins on the season with this roster? I sign me up for the dog in that one. The Suns, to me, no thank you. 5.5 and a 236. What? Matt, come to us, Matt. You hear us?
Well, yeah, I'll help you out. I like Phoenix in the spot. Number one reason is I'm sorry, Shawnee. The reason is the Memphis, like you said, the injuries. They're pretty recent. The Ja Morant injury is pretty recent. But yeah, that list is long right now. And the starting lineup in their last game, they had Desmond Bane is their main guy right now. It's not good. And this line opened at 7.5, and it's come down all the way down to 4.5. And that is a weird line movement when all these injuries on this Memphis team should be taken into consideration. I don't know if they are. I think the record is just being looked at, which I get. 22-11 straight up and against the number, phenomenal. But right now, this is a walking mash unit, just like they were last year when they hit rock bottom when all these guys were getting hurt. And for Phoenix, they lost, 5-6 now? Not playing good. Devin Booker is questionable. I don't know if he'll make it back tonight. Probably not. But, man, this team's underachieving 15-16, and I think it's just a desperation spot right now where they know they're taking on a team that is just banged up right now, and they need a game bad right now, and I think they can take it in this spot against the Grizzlies.
So, Matt Fargo, official NBA pick. Suns, this is a 5.5. Suns 5.5 over Memphis, the Memphis Mash unit. Matt's on a 57% run last 30 days with his NBA at gamblersworld.net. Go get it. Go get it, folks. Go get them. Chip, do you agree with Matt here on the Suns? Or maybe you look at somewhere else on this game?
Well, not surprisingly, I do. And a couple of reasons why. First off, both teams are short-handed dramatically. I mean, I can't understand how Memphis is 22-11, both straight up and against the number. Matt, you said it. It just they don't have a complete roster anytime they actually take the floor, and yet they're doing so well. Phoenix on the other side, 15-16. I think that for them to be favored like this over the team like Memphis, and like you said, the Suns have won one of their last 6 games, though they've won 3 of the last 4 meetings between the two. First meeting of the year today. Mike, I want to get this right. His name Budenholzer. He's the coach of Phoenix. He said that he's looking to create, that the problems are they're looking to create space for Durant. I mean, the guy's only been in the league 35 years. I mean, if he can't get his shot open, there's something going on with the way you're setting up your offense because he's one of the great scorers out there. So, but I like the Suns anyway here. I not love them, but the number's strong against a team like Memphis. And I think the number's sort of an indicator that Phoenix might be ready to play tonight.
You mentioned the coach. You brought in, he specifically said we're bringing in a point guard to get the ball out of Booker's hands to spread the ball and distribute, which is kind of like that. I'm like, good. You got a guy who could average like 15 assists by just dishing off to Durant and Booker, and if Beal ever shows up out of his cast or whatever the heck's bothering that guy. No. Nope. Chip Chirimbes, Mr. NBA here, number one on the sites with his NBA picks, 72 and 43. Wow. It's ridiculous. He agrees. Matt Fargo, Suns official play -5.5. Now we go to Chip for his official play here. The Minnesota Timberwolves versus the Oklahoma City Thunder. A 6.5 and a 217 here. Minnesota to me has kind of been an underachieving group. I thought they're going to kind of take a step kind of forward. OKC looks like they're the real deal to be back into at least conference championship, or there's going to be a great semi with them playing somebody. Do you want to lay it? If you take out the in-season championship where they lost to Milwaukee, that's 11 straight wins, 6 since the in-season cup there. They're playing as good as anybody. Do you want them laying 6.5 though?
Like you said, Minnesota's been underachieving all year. They've only covered 13 of their 31 games. They're 3 games over 500 straight up. This is the first meeting of the season between the two. Oklahoma City, does that team just stay under the radar at 26-6? I mean, if this was a New York team or an LA team, I mean, they'd be in the headlines every day. They've won their last 11, and that's quite notable. And 15 of 16, by the way. Dante DiVincenzo from Villanova and the New York Knicks is starting to pick up his tempo shooting the ball. He was struggled the first third of the season. Now he's hitting, I think, over 44% the last I guess it's the last period of about 4 or 5 games. So if he picks up and he's starting to shoot well, I can see Minnesota keeping this game close, though I'm really not enamored with this, I was going to say Viking team, with this Timberwolves teams. But I'll take the points in this situation.
As I said, we'll say this. Official show pick for Chip Chirimbes, number one NBA. There it is, crossing the bottom of the screen. Minnesota Timberwolves, he's taking the points. A 7.5 we're giving you here. 7.5 it says. You got Minnesota underachievers.
Very
mentioned
inconsistent.
OKC. Yeah. If they had a guy older than 30 on their team who was an old man like LeBron or Paul or somebody, ESPN would be running all types of things like, look at this guy. Oh my goodness. It's Oklahoma. Build a statue, right? I mean, they're 26-6, 29-3 ATS, and you hear nothing out of them. Nothing. Matt Fargo, what do you think? OKC to cover? Are you agreeing with Chip Chirimbes here on the T-Wolves as a big dog?
Yeah, I would have to agree with Chipper on this one, just because of the line value, I think. Minnesota, they have been underachieving, no doubt about it. They're playing better. They won 3 in a row. Decent win over San Antonio, and they have 2 road wins over Houston and Dallas. So being 8-8 on the road this year, they've gotten it done pretty well for a road team. Typically road teams in the NBA don't do well, but at 500, that's not bad. I think this team has to come around because they made a decent run last year, and the fact that OKC is 29-3 against the number is ridiculous. It is, and they are under the radar. It seems like I think the markets are eventually going to catch up. But they have to, or they're just going to get killed because people will just keep riding this team. Yeah. And I think the number is starting to get a little bit inflated now. So I think Minnesota is the play in this game with no major injuries on either side. So we have 2 full rosters. It should be a great game. And I think Minnesota can keep this one close.
Matt agrees with the official pick from Chip Chirimbes on the Timberwolves plus 7.5. I got to say, I mean, as good as you guys are in the NBA, and I'm definitely not an NBA lover. I've said before, 6-5 with NBA picks this year, I bet. I look at this line and think Thunder. Like, why wouldn't I lay a 7.5 here? You're basically telling me I need a 10-point win versus a team that's, again, they've underachieved, but it's still a good roster. They made trade. They got good players. It's not like it's some horrible bunch. I don't want to go against you, but I'll be the odd duckling here. I see that 7.5. It's like one of those lines you think, why is it so high? The old think like a bookmaker from our old guy, Harvey Keitel's stunt double, Ross here would say. I'm gonna be against you. I'm gonna say OKC, but again, official show pick where, again, where's our NBA? 13 and 15 for the entire channel here. Chip Chirimbes says take the Minnesota Timberwolves plus 7.5. Matt Fargo says Suns minus 5.5. My game, the Cleveland Cavaliers, 4.5-point favorites over the LA Lakers, total of 228.5. We just saw Cavaliers beat up on the Warriors last night. I think they'll beat up on the Lakers here. This line, a back-to-back spot. You're still your favorite here. The Lakers just made a trade. Apparently, they bring in some role players, and it'll be talked about how this is going to make LeBron another champion. I don't know. I think you got a coach you haven't had a good coach in LA for a really long time. You can't bring in friends to be coaches. Doesn't matter what kind of roster you put together. I think the Cavaliers here win. This team has just been ridiculous the entire season. And I believe our pal Chip, when we did our show beginning of the year, was like, Cavaliers over the Bucks. Cavaliers over the Bucks. They have been absolutely dominating teams, right? I mean, you got, 4 losses on the year, these guys? It's something absolutely ridiculous run. I hate that it's a back-to-back spot. I get it. It's a back-to-back. Golden State's a marquee game, right? And again, that game would have been like, for me, I would have liked Golden State there, right? You got a team that already beat them, and you're home. You play well. Yeah. How did that work out for Golden State? Another 20-point loss. I'm taking Cavaliers here. I'll lay it. Why are we getting in a row? We talk about the Thunder. How about 23-9 ATS for these guys? 11-3 on the road overall. 28-4 record. And I got a chronic Laker team. Talk about underachieving bunch. These guys every year 45-40. We got to expand the playoffs to get these guys in. This is not a good team. And they just got guys. I know it's basketball. How hard could it be to run a pick? But they don't even do that here in the NBA. It's just a bunch of crazy three-point shooting. I don't think it makes a difference who they bring in. We're just going to fire from 32 feet out. Give the Cavaliers. That's a team. They're 28-4. They're playing with I don't know whatever Magic. What's there to say? Cavs minus 4.5 for me here. Screw the Lakers. They're terrible. Put a fork in them. Then the Suns, Golden State. It's over. The new regime has come. Here come your Thunder. Here come your Cavaliers. You got the Magic. You got the Timberwolves. The old guys are getting old. It's an old league. Sorry, fellas. Cavaliers minus 4.5. I'm going to go Chip Chirimbes on today, the 31st of December. What do you think about this? My thoughts on this game.
I'm in a tough spot here, Sean, because I took the Warriors last night. You said you might think about it. I was 2-1. That was my loss. Drops my megabuck record down to 9-2. I'm not too happy about that. But I feel like I'm in a tough spot. I have to come back. With the against the Cavaliers. I know the record's daunting. They've even gone 21-10 to the over. They're a great shooting team. And the Lakers' only chance they have here, I think, is to slow it down and let LeBron be the facilitator. And Lakers have won 7 of the last 10 meetings. Maybe they can keep it up. It seems like the Cavaliers are having a special season this year, and they just might. But like I said, I feel back-to-back games. They got beat last night. I'd have one side here tonight. I'd have the Lakers primarily off the fact that I got beat playing against the Cavaliers last night, and now I say we'll see if we can get them again. But otherwise, they've won 7 straight. The Cavaliers, they're always on a winning streak. They've only lost 4 games out of 32, and their point spread record is outrageous as well for a team that's laying points every night. But I'm going to play. The Lakers are my instinctual side here.
All right. Again, and that would be normally where I'd think, like back-to-back, you just beat,
right.
Again, name brand, Warriors, Curry kind of thing. But, man, oh, man, they're rolling. Chip likes the Lakers. Matt Fargo, you're the tiebreaker here. Where are you going? Or if you totally screw up the entire show.
No, I would Chip here. I like the Lakers in the spot. Reason being, here's my rationale behind it. It's LeBron. Teams like this, when they come to LA, this is when he steps it up. And the thing is, I would not play this game now because he's listed as questionable with an illness. I'm not sure what's going on with him. Anthony Davis is always questionable. He's questionable again tonight with an ankle. So if you were to take the Lakers, wait. till these guys do get cleared, if they get cleared. And with Cleveland, I was on the Warriors last night too. And this isn't, going against them in spite. I think it's a good spot for the Lakers with the back-to-back with the Cavaliers. And like I said, I think LeBron, does show up if he does play tonight to take a game over. And when they're getting points at home, I like it. And yeah, Cleveland is 28-4. They play the easiest schedule in the NBA. Granted, winning in this league is hard. I get it. But when you play the easiest schedule, you're going to get some cakewalks along the way. Not to say this team isn't good, but I think it's a good spot for LA to not necessarily to snap the winning streak, but to stay within the number, make it a one-possession game, and cash a ticket.
So the two guys who are a lot better than me in the NBA disagree with my pick. It happens. I come on, right? You go to channels and people never say to them, right? We see this on Twitter and Instagram. People never lose a game. I tell you I'm 6-5. I'm not going to tell you I'm great at everything. I got Chip to tell you he's great at everything because the guy's crushing the leaderboard. Him, Brian Bill are all over the joint. I'm just a lowly guy here.
They still have to play the game, Sean.
That's why we play the games. And this game here, I just went on here, opened at 3.5s. There are some 5s out here now. I'm getting, you mentioned LeBron and AD. One of these guys, possibly both, might be out in this one here tonight. By the way, the line is moving here as we're doing the show. So, again, folks, we do this early. Take that into consideration. I don't know if that's going to change. If this line goes to 5.5, 6, and those guys aren't playing, you're getting more points, but you're also losing your top two guys. So you gotta check things. Sometimes they move around. Officially for the show, though, I'm going Cavaliers. I don't care. I'm bucking the hot guys. I'm that guy. Who cares? I got two guys dealing out 5-star Michelin meals, and I'm going to White Castle for a crazy case of cheese. That's how we're working here with the Cavaliers -4.5. Matt Fargo, Suns -5.5. Chip Chirimbes, T-Bulls +7.5. Before we roll out of here, and I give you the whole Gamblers World, Chip, this day in sports, anything on a New Year's Eve? I mean, we got to have some kind of bowl action or something going on.
Yeah, there's some interesting things happening New Year's Eve. I consider this amateur night. We're out every night here in Las Vegas. The amateurs go out on New Year's Eve. In 1961, the Green Bay Packers annihilated the Giants for the NFL championship, 37-0. I remember I'm a big Giant fan, and I left the game at halftime to go ice skating in Mill River. It was freezing in Connecticut in that time. And Sean, you know how it can get in New Jersey in the wintertime, and that was a brutal day. I remember that. In 1967, the first AFL championship game was played in Oakland. They beat Houston 40-7 as George Blanda. You remember him? He kicked 4 field goals. And in 1967 on this date was the Ice Bowl. And I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember. I remember watching this game.
Cowboys Green Bay.
It was in Green Bay. It was a brutally cold game, and the Packers on the last play of the game scored a touchdown. Very famous, Jerry Kramer, quarterback sneak by Bart Starr. He went over Kramer. And they won 21-17. If they don't score, the game's over. 1974, this was kind of interesting. Catfish Hunter signed the largest contract for any major league pitcher. 5 years, $3.75 million.
Did you go to the Yanks? Is that the Yanks or to Oakland?
1974. That was the high salary. 5 years, $3.75 million, and they were going crazy in New York that Steinbrenner had overpaid for him. In 1988, they had the Fog Bowl. I don't know if you remember this one. The Bears beat Philadelphia Eagles, and I think it was McNabb couldn't even find a receiver once they were 10 yards down the field. The Bears defensively dominate that game, and they won easily, 20-12. And an infamous day in NFL history on this date, 7 years ago, the Cleveland Browns lost their 16th straight game to finish the season 0-16. And they haven't gotten that much better since then.
Didn't Cleveland the year before go like 1-15 and be like, oh, can't get any worse, and then they went like winless, right?
And they were brutal.
Oh, well, the good news is that they're going to bring in Rodgers and Kirk Cousins next year.
And I understand they're calling Tim Couch back as well, so we'll see what happens there.
They'll have 8 starting quarterbacks on the roster. Nobody will be healthy. Free picks for today. Again, these are free picks, folks. All right, head to gamblersworld.net for our premium stuff. Matt Fargo loaded up bowl games, locked and loaded today. Go get them. Maybe instead of Get the day pass for Matt, $69.99. You get all the bowl games included. One low price. Chip Chirimbes. I'd say the chipper, I'd say go get a 7-dayer from him or 8:30. I mean, the guy's crushing it in hoops. He's Mr. Hoops. Go get Chip Chirimbes right now, gamblersworld.net. And then there's me, whatever. I'm going to sell the other guys. You want me? Super duper. I'm having a good college football, college basketball season. NFL, finally a winning weekend after 17 weeks. That's what happens. Talk about stubborn. I go against these guys in the NBA. I wouldn't bet a favorite till week 17. There you go. That's how I roll. All right. It took me that long to get my head screwed on straight. gamblersworld.net, Winner Circle YouTube. Happy New Year. And I love saying this. We'll see you next year. It's cheesy, but it's great. I love it. I'm going to call random people in New Jersey, and I'll say I'll see you. I don't know when. I haven't seen you in 4 years, but it'll be funny. Anyway, good luck, gentlemen. Thanks for popping in.